Okay, so tell us a little about yourself. What is your name? Who are you? And what do you do?
My name is THANDO KAFELE. I am the King of Lock.
Amen.
I am here in Brooklyn, New York at Lockfest 2023.
Yes, it's so exciting to see you and to see your amazing models. Tell us a little bit about your hair story growing up. What were your wash days like? What brought you to where you are today?
I love black people and I love black hair. Corporate America was not an option for me after a certain amount of time, and I wanted to have an occupation and a profession that was a real service and contribution to my community. I never understood why people went to cosmetology school to learn about hair that's not theirs. I was always about taking care of our people and building a legacy of health and healing.
Absolutely. So okay, I like that. So when we think about hair, I'm hearing that word a lot, healing and health. Tell us a little bit about how our hair connects to our health.
It is the most unique hair on the planet. No one on the earth has hair like melanated people. But social media will have you think that mostly that natural hair is about style. But natural hair is about health. It's about choosing healthy hair. Choosing healthy hair holistically, psychologically, and getting our women to know that all of them are a standard of beauty
Absolutely.
and they're in the pursuit of happiness.
Yes, absolutely. So I grew up in the 80s and I really love seeing the evolution of how we become to embrace our natural textures, our skin tones, all the things that's beautiful about us as a people of that diaspora. Can you share a little bit about what your thoughts are on how the natural hair community has evolved?
It's evolved through social media. It depends on where you were born or where you live geographically. I'm from New York City, so there's always been a culture of natural hair here. Black men, we are the first ones to wear our natural hair. So we've always been in style or been in vogue when it comes to natural hair. And our sisters have a little bit more challenges, but there's 1,000 more hair options, and they're progressively moving toward loving themselves through their natural hair.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what are your thoughts on how fashion and beauty in general has evolved based on how we set the trend with our hair?
Natural hair has so much energy. No matter how we wear it, whether it's an afro, whether it's bald, whether it's a Caesar, whether it's plaits or two-strand twist or locks or kinky hair weaves, there's nothing like us. There's nothing like our hair. It is the most versatile hair on the planet. It is the strongest hair on the planet, and it is the most misunderstood hair on the planet.
Yes. So let's talk about that, the misunderstanding, because I think even within our own community, we've had to unlearn a lot of things, right? Stereotypes against locks, right? I grew up in a West Indian family in the Bronx, New York, right? So having dreadlocks wasn't always something that was seen as something positive to do. It wasn't seen as professional. It's interesting too. I grew up in a family where those stigmas were there, but now my mom is rocking locks. I've been rocking locks for the last 18 years, and I've never felt more free. What are some of the top two things you think our community should unlearn in order to be free of all the stigmas and stereotypes and hate?
I think a lot of the reservations when it comes to our hair is people just don't understand. And when it comes to so-called ugly stages, there are no such thing as ugly stages when it comes to black people.
Hey.
There's nothing ugly about
Say that
us.
again to the people in the back.
When it comes to black people, there are no such thing as ugly stages.
Wow. I think that's probably one of the most powerful things I've heard today, and things that we need to unlearn about us, right? And so when I think about even the stages of locking, right? The budding, right? The encapsulation of the what would you say to people who are thinking about getting locks to encourage them to work through that journey?
You have to take the responsibility for your reality. Growing locks is like the stages of life. When you're an infant, those are the coils. When they start to bud, those are like the teenage stages. When they start to mature, then they are the adults. But locks were the first hairstyle on the planet. And if it's left up to me, it will be the last hairstyle on the planet. There's no other way, in my opinion, that you can have healthy hair than having locks. Any person you see on the street with locks, they have long, healthy, growing hair. And we have to get back to basics.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so is there any last thoughts you'd like to share about your day here today at Lockfest and what you want the world to know about embracing natural hair? And then can you share some of your information on how we can find you and follow you and continue to support what you're doing?
Thank you, Lockfest and Kimberly Jones, for having this wonderful event that we get to have Thanksgiving with our community in the celebration of our authentic hair. My name is THANDO KAFELE. You can find me on Instagram, The King of Lock, L-O-C.
He didn't stutter.
I didn't stutter. Though there are many kings,